what the emotions in this building were like with LeBron being back in the tribute video and just everything that kind of goes into this game?
I mean, you feel it, right? Like you know it's coming up. I mean, people talk about it. I've done interviews about it, and we've all seen what's out there. And I think it's, for me, when I see something like that, it kind of you just have to enjoy it. Like, enjoy moments like this. This could be history, right? This could be the last game in Cleveland. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where, my mind goes. It's something that's just like, hey, this is fun. Like, this is cool. Being back here, and obviously the tribute video, seeing it from a player's vantage point as opposed to a fan now. Like, but once you're in the game, it's kind of you're just going. But it's happened. It's my fourth time, going through this here, and every time it's special. It reminds you of what you're trying to do for this city and seeing the love that he got, obviously Bronny got, Richard, RJ got. When Caleb comes back, when all those guys come back, man, it's special.
How do you describe the composure that Jaylen plays with?
He figures it out. Like he's as a second-year guy, for him to continue to, be so, even keel. Even when he messes up, like it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna figure it out and be better. Like 26-6, efficiently. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing is, and he's still doing the little things, still trying to rebound, still picking up full court, still doing all the little things that are required of him, while also scoring. You know what I mean? As a young guy, to have a lot of success offensively, that kind of have the freedom to kind of do different things offensively, to still do all the little things, just shows his maturity.
Joe.
Donovan, not only how big of a win is this, no Evan, no DG, and to be on a 5-game winning streak, you're going out west and get a win like this going into a long road trip?
Yeah, I think it's something that we can just hang our hat on, right? And I think it's something that, understanding that we're going to do some adversity. Like, DG's been out, Sam's finally back, then Ev goes down, right? But it shows you what we have in this locker room, 1 through 15. It shows you what we're capable of, and it may not always be a 30-point win, right? But at the end of the day, we're still finding ways to. We came out of the half up 2, and then from there just took off. And that third quarter group to end the third quarter was phenomenal, and it was really all energy and defense, and everything else kind of took care of itself. So you're going to need that play on the road, be on the road for 10, 11 days. So it's gonna be a great trip for us, great test for us, and we're excited.
And just speaking of the road trip, you're going to be out west in Sacramento the day before the Super Bowl. Are you going to be in Santa Clara the day after, and just your thoughts of seeing Coco perform again?
I'm definitely going to be there. I'm excited for her. This is something that it's just great to see the success she's having in her own right. She deserves this. It's something that is new for me to kind of just watch, and it's something that I'm a fan, right? Like, as much as I am her fiance, like, I'm a fan of just her work and her work ethic, and to see it on the biggest stage, you could say, or the biggest stage in American sports, like, it's special, and I'm happy she's getting there. The next is we're going to perform at the Super Bowl. She's going to perform at the Super Bowl. At halftime. That's the next goal. She's going to keep doing her thing. But it's a blessing to be able to somehow find a way to be an hour and a half away, right, the night before. So it's going to be special.
Leah.
Jaylen, Kenny has said he's used the word fearless a couple times to describe the way that you play. Is that something that comes natural to you, or you kind of had to work at that to be able to play with that type of freedom and fearlessness?
I just think how my upkeeping, how I was raised with my brothers all played football. If you watch anybody in my family play, they're fearless. So I think it just came about that, and then I've never been a player that's scared of the moment. I think that's what makes me different than a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, I just think that's how I was raised, how I was brought upon.
Mike.
Jen, after the game, you were on the ESPN interview, and you said it was asked, about the moment, and you said this is now Donovan Mitchell sitting. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Why do you think that changing the guard is happening?
Yeah, I mean, there was no disrespect there. I didn't want to disrespect or step on nobody's toes. Like, that's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Obviously, I was a Cavs fan growing up because of him, right? I didn't want to take away him, but I just wanted to give Don his flowers. That was my biggest goal in it. And if I offended anybody or anybody got mad about it, I'm sorry. I take personal responsibility, but I just want to give the man his flowers because we want to do the same thing that Bron and them did here. We want to do that with him as our leader.
And I know there's 82 of these. You don't want to get too high or too low off any result, but this is 5 in a row. Fashion of what you guys won tonight, considering who wasn't here. It's a bit of a statement one for the Cavs.
I'm not even going to go there, to be honest, Mikey. I think the biggest thing is just we're taking it game by game. Just continuing to do the little things over and over and over again. And like I've said, we dug ourselves in the hole, and now we're doing a solid job of continuing to get ourselves out. Considering, who is out, is it dope to win by 30 in this situation? Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, like that's what it's going to be for we don't know how long, right? You know what I mean? So taking it game by game, this was a great step forward. We've had continuously great steps forward, and now we got to find a way to do it again on the road. Obviously we get a little bit of a break in LA, right? But 2 tough teams, Phoenix and Portland. So just continue to take it step by step. But I don't want to kind of, say like, now we just got to continue to be who we've been during this streak. And even when we weren't on the streak, we lost one game. I don't know what is like 12 out of 15 or whatever it is. Like we've been playing solid basketball, right? So let's just continue to be who we are and go from there.
Last 2, even in this special.
Jaylen, you mentioned there that you grew up a Cavs fan because of LeBron, but can you walk us through your initial reaction when you found out that you were going to have that assignment on LeBron, and then the mindset shift that you had to have going into the game?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows who that is, right? The greatest ever, right? But I look at it as another opportunity, right? Obviously, when I was given that matchup, it's like, all right. Like I said, I don't fear nobody, I just go out there and just be who I am and try to make his job as difficult as possible.
Donovan, we've talked a little bit about the fearlessness that Jaylen plays with. Naquan Tomlin also is guarding Luka and LeBron at instance. Is there a level of necessity from those young guys to play with that, especially when we talk about playoffs?
I mean, when you have young guys that, play with that level of fearlessness, and I feel like every time the moment's been big, like every single time you can count on them. You know what I mean? And that's not something that normally happens with young guys in this league, right? And that's why there's such a joy to be around and to play alongside, because in big games, like, all right, like no matter what happens, great offensive night, bad, like the energy and effort and the intensity is going to be there, and that takes you a long way. You know what I mean? So to see him, and then obviously Naquan doing what do what he did tonight, like I'm not shocked anymore. This is becoming an expectation, and now they're kind of screwed because if anything less, I'm on their, I'm on them. You know what I mean? So like it's one of those things where you love to see that, you love to play with guys like that, and that's what.
On their what?
I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? I was giving you a compliment, bro. Like,
I appreciate it.
No. It's over with. Next question. No, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, like you want to go to war with guys like that, and I think that's something that really is a testament to their character, but also the way they work.
JT, just kind of capitalizing off of what Leah asked you, why is it that you play with your heart on your sleeve? Is it just because of the way you were brought up, or is it anything that you discovered when you started playing the game? Like, it just seems like there's just emotion when you play.
I know what it feels like to be at the bottom and want to be up there with the big dogs and be able to compete with them. It's a quick story, but I was cut my 9th grade year, and I was told that I wasn't athletic enough to make the team. And my whole goal is I'll never let nobody ever say that about me ever again. And that's how I approach every day. My love for this game, I can't explain it. I don't know where I would be without it. So I feel like just that moment being cut and having to tell my mom that I didn't make the team, I think that moment, I'll never go back to it ever.
Michael Jordan got cut too.
I'm not Michael Jordan.
Okay, last one.
To use your words, I know you didn't crack any code with the women's team, but there's a sense of the resolve that you guys are building now throughout these last few weeks. Just how have you noticed that part of this team grow, and how is that going to benefit you, especially post All-Star break and going into spring?
Yeah, it's just a mentality shift, right? Like, these games haven't been perfect. I would say that tonight was our most complete. You know what I mean? Maybe that I can remember off the top of my head. Like, for 48 minutes, we did what we were supposed to do. But I think, just having that, in your brain of like, all right, we could be down 20. We could, like Orlando started off, pretty poor, and come back. We were resilient and figured it out, right? Philly, same thing. Like, we figured it out. Like, as well as things are going, even when things are not going great, we're still finding a way to be mentally tough. That's the biggest thing you think you're seeing during this stretch. I've talked about it all off season, talked about it in the fall, the X's and O's and all that stuff, whatever. It's what's up here, right? Are we going to continue to fight? Are we going to find ways? Even Charlotte, we were up a lot, gave up a lead, like continuing to be strong up here. And that's what you're seeing. And now having that in these moments in January, February, March, and then when we get to April, it's not something that's just new. You know what I mean? And it's not something that for the first time we're kind of like, we got to figure it out. Like, we're going through, it's a rough start to the season, right? Like, and guys in and out, like, there's so much up here that you have to kind of be resilient with. And I think that's what's helping us get there. But, I always tell you, we still got to find a way to keep going, because we could have this 5-game win streak now, and if we go revert back and 2 or 3 weeks from now, we won't be smiles and everything happy. You know what I'm saying? So we got to continue to be strong up here, and everything else take care of itself.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank y'all.